Hi there. Today we are on, I think, the last chapter of Bubble. Let me just double check. We're on chapter 27. And then after this chapter is the epilogue. So I'll do two videos. I'll do 127 and then I'll upload the epilogue tomorrow. Um, I hope that this ending is kind of on a happier note because I know that this book has been kind of stressful, a little bit sad, which is okay because I mean it might be stressful and sad to be stuck in a bubble. So I kind of hope it ends on a positive note. Um, Chapter 27, 11 years, 3 months, and 19 days. I'm standing at the window. I sent Beth a text telling her about the dream I had last night after she left. She thought it was great but a bit weird. Then she told me that she had spoken to her boyfriend, Dan. He's going to draw me a picture of Spider-Man. He said I'll bring it with him when he visits me. It'll be cool to talk to him. Maybe he'll like all the superheroes and we can watch football together too. I want to send her a text now, but it's late. It's too late. A message to Hannah, too. It's raining outside. The light is in the glass buildings are dim and blurry, and the sidewalks are shining orange. I turn my head and look down the road. It's long and dark and empty. The excavators and the trucks and the traffic lights have gone. Mike, Andy, and Chris and Dan and Dave's van is gone too. All that's left is a new shiny strip of asphalt running down the middle of the road. If the aliens wanted to land on Earth, they should do it on Sunday night, like when everyone is home watching TV. I hear a click behind me. Greg comes in, puts my pajamas on my bed, and then stands next to me. We look out the window and watch a man on a motorbike speed down the new asphalt. Greg smiles. I think he believed it, mate. Who? Amir. I think he really thought the aliens were going to land on that strip. How did you know that? It's okay, Joe. He told me too. But you don't believe in them? No, mate. I've told you before. I look back down at the window and down at the gravity boost porthole. That's what Amir said they would land. The spaceship would hover above it, the bright lights shining down on the road. I rest my head against the glass. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Greg looking at me. I'll give you a penny for your thoughts, mate, he says. Just thinking. About Henry? No. Aliens. If you believed in them, I could talk to you about them like I used to with Amir. You can still talk about them, mate. I don't mind. You'll laugh. I won't, he says. Promise. Go on, tell me, mate. I point at the drain cover in the middle of the road just after the crossing. They're going to land there, but the spaceships won't touch the ground. It'll hover with a beam of light above the gravity portal. Then the doors of the spaceship will open, and a gangplank will slide down out into the reception. Greg stares at the drain cover. Keep going, mate, he says. The aliens will walk out one by one. And they don't have to wait for an appointment. They just have to ask for directions because as soon as they get inside, they will take over all the doctors and nurses, take their bodies and minds. But they're not stealing them. That's a relief. No, they're just going to borrow them for a while. Greg rests his head on the sill. I tell him that the aliens won't have to wait for the elevators or climb the stairs because they can morph through ceilings and walls. And when they do the rounds and visit all of us, we won't have to unbutton our shirts because they won't have a stethoscope hanging around their neck or heart monitors in their pockets. All they need is their mind in their hands. Really? Greg looks surprised. They're here to cure us, not kill us, I say. They just stare at us one by one and they get inside our bodies and find the poison. Then they take it all away. And when we're cured, we put all of our clothes and shoes and walk out the doors and then we get to go home. Greg smiles and puts his arm around my shoulder. Mate, maybe I should have believed in aliens after all. I smile and look back out the window. I miss Amir talking about the aliens. I miss having him around. He took me outside, he got me Sky TV and introduced me to his family, but most of all I miss talking to him. Maybe he was crazy, but he was so much fun. I wish he could have stayed. I'm tired of the nurses changing all the time. The only one that stays is Greg. You okay, mate? Greg squeezes me. I miss Amir. Greg sighs. Yeah, we all do, mate. It's difficult not to miss someone like that, but maybe this wasn't the job for him. What do you mean? I don't know. Not everyone can do it. You know, what it's like. Kids dying? Yeah, not everyone can cope with that. I don't think he could cope, mate. I look down at the street. A man and a woman are walking hand in hand. They stop and look at the clothes shop window. A car headlight lights up in landing strip as it goes down the road. Greg ruffles my hair. Come on, mate. You can't stand here all night. I turn around, pick up my pajamas from the bed, and take them with me to the bathroom. I wash and change while Greg checks my monitors and puts a fresh glass of water next to the table. The blinds are drawn when I go back out. Greg stands by the door and watches me get into bed. I'll check with you later, mate. Maybe we can watch some football in the morning. Okay. I slide under my covers. Night, mate. Good night. He dims the lights and slides out the door. I hear the sound of water running, then the click of the transition room door. Greg will be walking around the corridor. I lie back and remember all the things I saw on my adventure, all the lights and doors and pictures of elephants and giraffes stuck to the wall. I'd like to see them again. I'd like to meet the kids who drew them. I jump back as my phone buzzes. It'll be Beth telling me she got home, and then I reach over to pick it up. They come yet? The aliens? Amir, where are you? On the landing strip. My heart starts pounding. Is he really here? I slide onto my feet off the bed and walk over to the window. There's a man wearing a hat down the middle of the road. He stops and crouches down on the smooth asphalt. What is he doing? If a bus comes along, he'll get flattened like a cartoon cat, and I won't be able to go out and blow him back up. The man reaches in his coat pocket and gets out his phone. He looks like he's typing a message, and then he looks up at me. My phone buzzes in my hand. Well, it looks like it's ready. Amir, is that really you? Who do you expect, David Beckham? I laugh. I can't believe he's here, even if he's here to see the alien land and not me. He stands up and walks over to the bus stop and rests against the wall. He types and looks back up at me. My phone buzzes again. How are you? I'm okay. What about you? That good. I'm good. I look forward to aliens. It's been really quiet without you, but you got Sky TV. I smile down at my phone and try to think of what to write next, but I don't know what to text. I've spent my whole life talking to people through screens. I want to talk to real people. Amir, can you come up? I can't. Why not? He points at the CCTV cameras on the lamppost. Too much security. But we did it before. That's why we can't. Why not? You ever see anyone rob a bank twice? I nod. He is right. Maybe we were lucky the last time. If Jim had read a short chapter in the bathroom, or if Phil had gotten bored and checked out the building backward, we might have gotten caught. But before we got onto reception doors, I wish he would just come in. I know everybody thinks he's doing something wrong, but it wasn't a crime. My phone buzzes again. Ah, what the hell? Amir's standing at the curb. I come. You guide me. Yes? I clench my fist. Brilliant. I turn away from the window. I'm just turning the screens on. I can't stop grinning to myself. I walk over to the table and pick up the remote. The screens flicker on and light up the room. On screen 6, Jim is waiting area, reading his book and eating a sandwich. Phil is on screen 9. He's walking down the corridor toward the Bluebell ward, tapping a rolled-up newspaper against the wall. It looks like he's whistling. I check all the other screens. Most of the corridors are empty. While on the 12th floor, a nurse is talking to a porter. On the 10th floor, an African lady with a headdress is talking to a doctor outside the butterfly ward. I don't think I have to worry about them. They don't know who Amir is unless the hospital has put up a wanted poster of him on the notice board. Jim clips the lid to a sandwich box. He stands up. Joe, can I go? 1 minute. Jim puts the box on the reception desk and starts walking toward the food hall. Okay, now. Amir runs across the road to the reception area. He looks left, then right, then gives me a thumbs up with the camera. I chuckle to myself. Hurry, the next corridor is clear. The elevator? I switch to the screen 11. There's no one waiting for the elevator, but I don't know if anyone's in there. I can't tell. Okay, I use stairs. Amir pushes the emergency exit doors open. We're not robbing a bank, but this is really exciting. Okay, eye on your floor. I check screen 12. There's a cleaner mopping the floor. My heart pounds in my head. Stop. What's wrong? There's a cleaner. On the screen, I see Amir peer out of the corridor like a mouse escaping from a cage. That okay. It's Janet. She deaf. He creeps behind Janet and disappears from view. I can't help him here because it's the last camera before my room. I sit on my bed. I can't wait to see him. He's made me feel better already. I know he won't be able to stay long or be able to work here again, but it'll be so great to talk with him. I wait for the door to click open. It should only take a minute, but it seems much longer than that. Maybe there's a doctor or a nurse reading the notice board and looking at the kids painting on the walls, or someone sitting outside the guarding room like they were policemen outside rooms to stop reporters from getting information or stop gangsters with machine guns bursting in to kill the patient. Maybe it's turning back. The transition room door clicks open. I hold my breath. The water is running. It stops. Then I hear the hiss of disinfectant. My door opens and I scramble off my bed. Amir walks in. His face is wet and his glasses are steamed up. I breathe out and Amir grins. Sorry it takes so long. Was there someone outside? No. I burst for bathroom and 2 nurses talk about Justin Bieber. I laugh. He's only been in my room for a few seconds and he's already made me smile. He walks over to my table and wipes his glasses with a tissue and puts them back on. I want to hug him, but I've never done that. I missed you, I say. Amir nods. I missed me too. You okay? Yes. I'm not really, but it's like all my aches and pains have gone now that he's here. Okay. He checks for his watch. 14 minutes, he says. Then Greg come back. You got new nurse? Yes, she's nice. Does she believe in aliens? I haven't. She should. Amir walks past me, and I sit down on my bed. He looks out the window onto my road. It could be smoother, but I think they land okay. I lay back in my bed. I'm so glad he's actually here, but suddenly I feel tired. He turns around and looks concerned. You okay? He walks toward me. I try not to yawn. It's okay. I tire too. He sits down on the chair because I worry about you. I smile wearily. I don't want him to worry. I'm okay, I say. The doctors have found what it is. I'm tired because of the meds. Amir looks at me, then glances at the screen. Phil is talking to a porter on the 12th floor. Jim is sitting by the big plant reading his book. All the other screens are quiet. I can't tell what he's thinking, and after all this time I've wished he was here, I can't think of what to say. Amir puts his hand inside his overalls and pulls up on his phone. It's okay, he says. No bugs. I spray it. He leans forward. I show you pictures. I strain my eyes to look at the screen. I stand on a big white horse and take this one, he says. It's a picture of a crop circle. I tell him it's great, and then he scrolls down. This one I take in Wiltshire. This one I take in Somerset. Oh, and this one I take in Berkshire on the way home. Oh, and this one is in Legoland. He shows me a picture of Ahala, Shakura, and Guru on a Viking boat. It's great, I say. He smiles at me, then looks at the ground. After talking so much, he's suddenly gone quiet. I try to think of something to talk about, but I haven't gotten any pictures to show him. All I've done is lie in my bed and watch TV. Amir looks up at me, smiling, but there are tears in his eyes. You should have told them, he says. I couldn't. I told you. I just didn't want you to lose your job. No, I did my job. What do you mean? I try to think clearly, but my head hurts. I take you outside. He's confusing me. His job was to be a nurse, not to take me outside. Amir, I don't understand. He shifts his weight on the edge of his bed. I see you on TV, last year. Your documentary, Bubble Boy. Me and my wife, we watch you, stuck in your bubble. She upset, so I say, no cry. I take him out of his bubble. You saw me on BBC show? Of course. I know Just Watch Sky. I shiver. Goosebumps grow on my arm. Is he saying what I think he's saying? Did he plan this all along? It'd take me a year. It would be sooner, but I had a problem with your suit, and Rashid had trouble hacking into your CCTV. I put my hands on my head. I don't believe this. Amir grins at me. You think I just turn up? I speak to best brains in London, but I very careful. Everyone know about you. I tell them I qualified nurse and need help, and Rashid get research job at the All Indian Institute of Medical Science. This doesn't make any sense. Amir didn't come to the hospital to work. He came to take me outside. So you just came here for me? No. I come here for the planes and the aliens, too. He gets up suddenly and walks over to the window. It's the best view in London. Apart from London Eye, but that will never still. He looks at his watch, and then turns down the street. I don't think they come tonight, he suddenly sounds sad. I walk over to the window and stand by his side. The streets are dark and empty. The buildings cast long shadows across the road and onto the pavement. Everything is still. The only thing that moves are the red lights and planes circling over Heathrow. Amir looks to his watch again. I don't want him to go yet. It just feels like he's only arrived. I look down at the portal. I saw them, I say. Amir turns his head slowly. In my dream. Amir smiles. I like dreams. Everyone should have them. They pictures we paint in the dark. What do you mean? They best place, he says. We do what we want. You're a superhero in your dreams. I'm an alien in mine. Are you? Of course. That's why I'm so tired. I fly around the galaxy every night. It takes a long time. I chuckle. I'm not sure if he's joking or not, but he's making me laugh again. I love it when he's like this. But it makes me wish he would never leave. Will you come back and see me? Yes. Maybe not lots, but I text. He looks down at the street and shakes his head. It's workmen's fault. I think they keep putting magnets facing the wrong way. He checks his watch again. I wish he would wind the hands back 30 minutes so we could start again. I want to talk about the planes. I want to talk about Henry. Must go. I've been dreading him saying that. He turns away from the window and starts to walk toward the door. I don't want him to go, but I don't want him to get caught either. He points at the monitors. Don't forget to turn them off. Okay. He puts his hand on the door and looks back at me. Hey, he says, no worry. I'll be back soon. I nod and take a breath. Amir? Yes. I swallow hard. Thank you. He smiles at me. No need. He slides out the door. I turn and look around the room. It's empty and quiet now. I hope he doesn't leave it too long before he comes back. I pick up the remote, turn the screens off. I don't know if I'll still have CCTV, but I'm sure he'll find another way of getting up here. Maybe he'll just surprise me one morning, and I'll wake up and see him outside my window in the cleaning cradle like Rashid was. I can't believe Amir did all this for me. He must have gone home from work and stayed up all night planning and making everything. No wonder he was always tired. I walk across the window and look down the street. Amir steps onto the pavement. He looks up at the sky, then walks down the middle of the road. I wish he wouldn't do that. I wish he'd stay close to the shops like everyone else, but he doesn't seem to worry about traffic. He just keeps getting smaller and smaller until he turns the corner in the end of the road and disappears. I look across the roof of the buildings. The orange clock is flashing on top of the Lucose building. The strip lights are flickering above the Mercedes-Benz, and up in the sky, red lights are flashing on the planes above Heathrow. I shake my head and I can't stop myself from smiling. I think of me and Amir standing by the fence with the wind blowing through his hair and the roar of the planes. I'm glad he came back. He's not going to be like all the rest of the nurses that come and go. After everything is done for me, I think that maybe he's a superhero too. I turn away from the window and get into my bed. The air conditioner clicks on. All I can see are the shadows of the furniture and the red lights from the monitor, reflecting like tiny fires in my screens. Flash, 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 beep, 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 flash, 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 beep, 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 flash, flash, beep, dilute. The message light flashing on my laptop. I should go to bed, but I won't be able to sleep until I know who it is. I reach over and click on the screen. You have a new message. BBC Bubble Boy Forum. Dear Bubble Boy, sorry to bother you so early, but me and my brother have been arguing all night. We just want to ask you a question. Who do you think would win if Superman and Spider-Man had a fight? My brother thinks Spidey would win. He always says all he can do is fly really fast and burn through the sheet metal with his eyes. But I think Superman would win because he would burn through all of Spidey's webs, and all he'd have to do is pick him up and fly around into space. And Spidey wouldn't be able to breathe and he'd die. What do you think? Chris and Ben Milton Keynes. I smile. This is an easy one. Dear Chris and Ben, Spidey and Superman wouldn't fight. They'd be friends. All they want to do is try to save the world. And that is the end of Bubble. There is an epilogue, so I'll read that and post a video tomorrow of it. But I really, really like how they chose to end that chapter with Amir coming back. I hope you enjoyed too.